Hi there, good morning. So, thank you for letting me know that video didn't work. There was a problem with the computer. So I'm doing this on another computer. So, I'm sending these out to my level 7 apprentices to discuss, to just sort of put together something for you so that when we meet, our meeting will be meaningful and comprehensive, and we'll be able to get quite a bit out of it. So you're really about collecting evidence. So what I'm going to do quickly, first of all, is take you to sort of a couple of things. First of all, you might remember when I first came to you, I came talking to you about workbooks. Now the workbooks are gone. Ditch the workbooks. Don't even look at them. What you need to look at, if you like, is the only thing from the, if you like, the remnant from the workbook, but I wouldn't call it the workbook, was this table that I gave you. And we've broken the table into 6 parts, if you like, depending on where you are in your apprenticeship. And the idea is that you're in your apprenticeship for 3 years. But again, we just have to decide where we start or where we benchmark. So, for example, if you've been 14 months into your apprenticeship, you're sort of around this sort of area here. It doesn't really matter even if you have a lot of experience. Sort of start at that point, but reasonable. So, for example, if you're a year into your apprenticeship, but you've been with the business or with the organization for a number of years, you probably can still start, if you like, from point 3. But just start from a point where you can gather evidence over a period of time. So, what are we doing? When I go through a series of questions, if you like. First of all, we will talk about how things are going with your college work, with your exams, and that's sort of this knowledge area here that we're going to look at and sort of see what's happening and talk about it and look at, just to make sure you're happy, and look if there are any strategies that we need to put in place if things aren't going well. It's just been such a while. I've just been trying to get some level 4s through. I should really have seen you late last year. Right. After that, moving swiftly on, which is what we're really trying to do, is collect evidence for your, I'll talk about the workplace and 20% in a second, but it's really to collect evidence on these skills and behaviors. Now there's 10 of them, as you know: business relationships, business insights, communication, leadership and adding value, and blah blah blah. And if we go here again to this screen, we can see these all to, for example, we will have a target. So for example, when I say we'll have a target, if you're 18 months into your apprenticeship, we will say, okay, your target is 3. That's, we expect you to be operating at that level. And then you have to sort of, before I arrive, come up with some evidence that shows that you can bring together colleagues and partners around a specific problem. You to think about these pieces of evidence and just draw on your own experience and the information you have, as opposed to filling in, answering direct questions. So, for example, this could just be a project that you could have been working on, a specific problem, or a budget issue. But the key point is that you have either screenshots, you have put together some screenshots of emails, or if you like, there's a report. If you like, just really talking about how you brought these people, or how you and these group of people have come together to solve this particular problem. So what I actually really need to see, if you like, is the actual piece of evidence itself. Right? And I need to see that. That's what we're really, so that by the time I arrive, it's not a case of me asking you and then you're like, oh, I think. No, it's, oh, here's the piece of evidence. And if I look at the piece of evidence and I'm happy, I will say, yes, currently you're operating at 3, and yes, you have met that, you've met the target. And so it means the next time I see you, we will be pushing from 3 to a 4, if you like, and then 4 to a 5, and then 5 to a 6, if you like. And what you really need to do is to really go down the list. Evidence, literally document the evidence, screenshot ready for when I arrive. Now, if you have already collected some evidence, that's great. If you've sent it to me, I will map it into this document, and we'll talk about it when I arrive. But really, try your best to gather this evidence for our meeting, so that you're literally just showing it when we get there. Right, and very quickly, the only other I wanted to talk about was this question of off the job. So what you also have to do is to, hopefully you should be doing, apart from when you're in class, because that's fine. There are other events. I'm going to send these, well, I think I've sent them to you already. but you need to be putting together some evidence of just anything else you're doing. So like any sort of skills training or any conferences you're going to, or an example, if you move on to another task to work, to do some training, the time you spend training before you can actually do the task, the time you spend training to do it can be considered off-the-job training. So that's something else we need to sort of collect, that type of evidence, and have it, if you like, ideas of it ready for when I turn up to see you. And I'll talk about English and maths. So really, the key aim is try and get evidence using this spreadsheet. And if you've already sent me evidence, I'll map it. Most of you haven't. I think only two of you have. I think it's Sharon in Birmingham. But otherwise, the rest of you probably will need to start looking for pieces of evidence to discuss when I arrive. Cool, great stuff. That's the video. And hopefully you'll hear the sound this time. And I'll see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you.